This just can't be done really with copper chisels and stone hammers.
It's almost extraterrestrial in a sense. Someone had to have taught them these techniques.
The most basic signature that we would be looking for would be the foundations of circular structures.
In 1923, a teenager walked into a tunnel beneath the ancient walls of Sacsayhuamán. He carried a torch. He carried hope. He never came back. When rescue teams finally breached the sealed passage weeks later, they found only scorch marks on stone walls and a partially collapsed cavity. No body, no bones, no explanation. The Peruvian government sealed the entrance permanently, and they never spoke of it again. Beneath the fortress that tourists photograph every single day lies something the world was never meant to see. Tunnels that stretch for miles, chambers that swallow people whole, and a secret so old, so carefully buried, that even modern technology struggles to penetrate its depths. What you're about to discover isn't speculation. It's what ground-penetrating radar revealed when scientists finally pointed their equipment beneath those impossible stones. And what they found shouldn't exist. The forbidden depths high in the Peruvian Andes, overlooking the ancient city of Cusco, stands a structure that defies everything we think we know about ancient civilizations. Sacsayhuamán, a fortress built from stones so massive, so precisely fitted, that a single piece of paper cannot slip between them. Some blocks weigh over 200 tons. They interlock in bizarre, zigzag patterns that have survived centuries of earthquakes, while Spanish colonial buildings crumbled around them. But here's what tour guides won't tell you. The walls you see are just the lid. Beneath them lies something far more disturbing. In the 2010s, international researchers working alongside Peruvian authorities deployed ground-penetrating radar across the site. What they discovered sent shockwaves through the archaeological community.
The most basic signature that we would be looking for would be the foundations of circular structures.
Deep beneath the zigzagging megalithic walls, the radar revealed anomalies, massive voids, angled chambers, carved tunnels stretching both downward and outward from the main plateau, in patterns that simply do not occur in nature. Beneath the Muyuk Marca Tower, a mysterious circular foundation whose purpose has baffled historians for centuries, imaging revealed what appeared to be hollowed corridors cut through solid bedrock. Some dropped several meters in sharply linear patterns, their precision almost mechanical. This was not geological accident. These substructures were artificially created, and they were intentionally hidden. The most chilling detail? Some of these tunnels allegedly run all the way from Sacsayhuamán to Coricancha, the former Temple of the Sun in central Cusco. That's over 2 kilometers of underground passage, carved through mountain rock with precision that rivals modern engineering. But if such incredible structures exist beneath the surface, why has no one explored them? Because those who tried never returned. The Tired Stone's secret.
These giant 80, 90-ton granite blocks that make up this structure, and it's fallen apart.
A short walk from the main fortress lies an object so massive, so seemingly impossible, that locals gave it a name, soaked in fear. La Piedra Cansada, the Tired Stone. Measuring nearly 9 meters in length and weighing over 200 tons, this monolith sits tilted against a hillside as though it simply gave up during transport. And according to legend, that's exactly what happened. Oral tradition claims thousands of laborers were moving this stone from a distant quarry when it slipped, rolled, and crushed an entire procession beneath its weight. After the disaster, the stone was declared cursed. The ground where it stopped became forbidden. But look closer at what lies behind the tired stone, and the mystery deepens into something far more sinister. Partially buried by landslide rubble and centuries of overgrowth, sits what appears to be an ancient cutout in the earth. In the early 20th century, explorers claimed this cavity was once a formal entrance, large enough to walk through, leading directly into a vast tunnel beneath the Chincana rock formation. Spanish chronicles from the 1500s, including accounts by respected historians Garcilaso de la Vega and Cieza de León, reference a grand subterranean path from this exact point. They claimed it led to the hidden vaults of Coricancha and the golden statues within. The tired stone, some believe, didn't stop randomly. It was placed there deliberately to seal something. In 1989, a team of local and German researchers attempted to excavate the area. According to unpublished notes from the Cusco Historical Society, they discovered a man-made cavity beneath the soil nearly 4 meters deep. Tool marks covered the inner walls. What looked like the beginnings of a stairway descended into darkness. Then, just days into the dig, the project was abruptly halted. The official reason was safety concerns and hillside instability. But rumors spread of something else entirely. The researchers had allegedly uncovered inscriptions, symbols not in Quechua, not in Spanish, but in something far older, something unrecognized. No photographs were ever released. No follow-up excavation was ever approved. And to this day, the tired stone keeps its secrets. The hidden foundation. What makes the underground mystery even more unsettling is what erosion and limited excavations have revealed about Sacsayhuamán's lowest levels. These are not simple foundations. Beneath the visible zigzag megaliths lies a buried tier of construction that appears older, rougher in style, yet paradoxically more massive than anything above it. In several exposed sections, the lower stones are larger than those on the surface, deeply anchored into bedrock, and laid out in patterns that don't match classic Inca masonry. This violates a fundamental rule the Incas followed at every other site. They always refined their stonework over time, improving precision with each generation, not the opposite.
This speaks to the monumental effort and genius of the Inca world.
Geologist Dr. Kurt Hall, who studied the site's bedrock stratigraphy in the late 20th century, made a disturbing observation. Some of these lower stones appeared to be cut directly into the living rock itself, as if the builders were shaping the mountain rather than stacking blocks upon it. The tool marks on these buried stones differ dramatically from those on surface walls. They are broader, deeper, and lack the rhythmic hammering patterns associated with Inca stone dressing.
This just can't be done really with copper chisels and stone hammers.
This cannot be done with copper chisels and stone hammers. The technology doesn't match. Even more puzzling, several foundation stones appear to have been placed before the upper hill was fully formed, suggesting the terrain itself was reshaped after construction began.
Is that we're looking at a two-phase construction site in many of the so-called Inca stone monuments.
This has led to one of the most controversial theories in archaeology. The Incas didn't build Sacsayhuamán. They inherited it. They found an ancient core structure from a forgotten civilization and simply built upward on top of it. Local Quechua elders have long claimed Sacsayhuamán was built from the inside out. For centuries, Spanish chroniclers dismissed this as primitive superstition. But When viewed through modern geological analysis, those words suddenly sound less like myth and more like memory. The breathing stones. There is one more layer to this mystery, one that doesn't lie underground, but hangs in the very air around the fortress. Visitors and researchers have reported something strange when standing between the zigzag walls. Sounds don't behave normally. Claps, chants, footsteps. Instead of fading naturally, they bounce in bizarre patterns, echoing as if the walls themselves were amplifying or distorting them. In 2005, an interdisciplinary team from the University of San Marcos conducted acoustic resonance testing. They discovered that frequencies between 200 and 500 hertz reverberated significantly stronger between the walls than in surrounding open terrain. The entire structure appeared to be tuned for sound. But even stranger are the local stories about what happens at dawn and dusk. During certain seasons, residents claim to hear soft rhythmic pulses emanating from the base of specific stones, like deep exhales of air, like something breathing beneath the surface. In 2018, a National Geographic-supported expedition recorded low-frequency vibrations near the Cocha area that fluctuated in a slow, wave-like rhythm. Though officially attributed to wind interacting with natural stone pores, one researcher privately admitted the stones might resonate due to subterranean cavities or unknown energy sources buried beneath the hill. Could these massive stones have been arranged to harness low-frequency seismic vibrations? Ancient Andean myths speak of stones that spoke, that came alive when called upon. Is this symbolic poetry or a veiled description of real physical phenomena? Written in the stars, most tourists marvel at Sacsayhuamán from ground level. Few realize the entire complex is mapped to the sky. In 2016, archaeoastronomer Giulio Magli of the Polytechnic University of Milan revealed that parts of the fortress align almost perfectly with solar events. During the June and December solstices, the sun rises or sets directly behind specific stone outcrops that appear random until those exact dates arrive. The zigzag walls may not represent lightning, as some believe. They may trace the movement of the sun's shadow across the valley. On certain days, when shadows fall at precise angles, they point directly to distant peaks and caves, some containing carved thrones, water channels, and ceremonial platforms. But what truly raises eyebrows is the correlation between these solar alignments and what lies beneath them. Several surface alignments lead directly to bricked-up entrances and underground voids detected by radar. The ancient builders were encoding time and space simultaneously. Surface stones tracking the heavens, while subterranean passages tracked something else entirely. What are they hiding? Researchers have recorded magnetic anomalies that cause compasses to spin wildly near certain stones, equipment malfunctions without explanation. Drone navigation systems fail over specific polygonal joints. And still, no comprehensive excavation has been permitted. Why such hesitation? Why such secrecy around a site visited by millions? Perhaps the Peruvian government fears damaging a sacred landmark. Perhaps they fear what they might find. Or perhaps, buried beneath those impossible stones, lies proof that everything we believe about ancient civilizations is wrong. The real story of Sacsayhuamán isn't carved into walls we can see. It's sealed beneath our feet, waiting in tunnels no one is allowed to enter, guarded by stones that breathe, hum, and remember. And someone, somewhere, knows exactly what's down there. They just don't want you to find out.